Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thank you all for hopping aboard with the captain for another video. In this one, they finally identified, arrested, and charged Tupac's killer. Well, kind of, sort of. All right. So I'll go ahead and give y'all the information here. Then I'm going to tell you some commentary about how crazy that this just now came to light. So the individual in question, his name is Keefe D, Duane Davis, aka Keefe D. And as you can see, this is from the AP. Last living suspect in 1996 drive-by shooting of Tupac Shakur indicted in Las Vegas on murder charge. Let's see here. Duane Keefe D. Davis has long been known to investigators as one of 4 suspects identified early in the investigation. He isn't the accused gunman, okay, so he didn't fire the shots that killed Tupac, but was described as the group's ringleader by authorities Friday at a news conference and in court. In Nevada, all right, in Las Vegas, where this occurred, you can be charged with a crime, including murder, if you help someone commit the crime. Okay, as well you should be, because I mean you still played a part in it. Let's see here. According to Las Vegas Police Homicide Lieutenant Jason Johansson, Duane Davis, aka Keefe D, was the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime, and he orchestrated the plan that was carried out. So, what happened in the Tupac case? Kind of want to run through that, okay? So, because that you guys, I'll link this in the description. You guys can check that out. But I want to go through kind of the history of how we got to this point. So in 1996, Tupac Shakur, big time rapper, most call him the greatest rapper ever. He was very hot at the time, and he had an ongoing beef with East Coast legend, rap legend, Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls. Okay, y'all know he was signed to Bad Boy Records, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy. Okay, they had that going on, and they were at a casino. Tupac and his crew were at a casino on this night. Okay, so there was an altercation that happened. All right, now Tupac was no gangbanger, was no gang leader, anything like that. Right? At the most, he was a gang member, right? Just guy that hung out with the crew, was the face of the crew, but he put in no work. He was not a street guy like that. Okay, and Tupac was never that guy. That was this. This was his persona. Okay, now he was at the casino. He was apparently asked by someone for an autograph, something like that, and he ended up physically assaulting an individual. Well, this individual wasn't just any individual. This was Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, a very known Compton Crip. Okay, Compton Crip is a set of Crip in the LA County area, and when Tupac assaulted him, of course, the other death row records members and entourage also joined in with Tupac with beating up Baby Lane, aka Orlando Anderson. Now, after that happened, of course, Baby Lane went back to his crew, let them know, hey, this is what happened. And of course, they got retribution. Okay. So in their eyes, retribution didn't matter who Tupac will be, it doesn't matter. Right. You just assaulted somebody as far as the street life goes. And he can't take that disrespect. Now, it just so happened that Baby Lane was the nephew of Keefe D, who is Duane Davis, who's the man that's been arrested just now. All right. Now, he was the leader, okay, of the group back then. Okay, he was the head guy. And so he made the decision. Okay, let's go ahead and find Tupac and go ahead and end his life. Okay, get what they call get back. All right, so they go and do what they do. Now, since that night, of course, because of the beef that was going on between Tupac and Biggie Smalls from New York, a lot of that had a part in people believing, people on the outside, put it like this, the fans thought East Coast had something to do with Tupac's murder that night, okay? But the streets in LA, all right, in Las Vegas and all, they knew what happened. They've known this since that night in 1996. It's nothing new, all right? It's just everybody kept quiet about it, and it's been whispers here and there, so people, kind of told a little bit too much along the way, but for the most part, they all knew about it, all right? All the street guys in LA, Las Vegas, okay, they knew, but the people around the country kind of just had to speculate on what they thought happened. Well, just so happens that, to bring it up to now, Keefe D, as was stated in that article, he's the last of 4 people. So there's 4 individuals in the vehicle when Tupac got shot. Keefe D is the last remaining person alive from that crew. Okay, because Baby Lane was subsequently murdered in, a pretty much unrelated event. All right, where apparently he shot somebody, killed that person, but that person also shot him and killed him. So they died at the same place, same time. And then the other 2 individuals also have died since then. Now, Keefe D has happened to go on a podcast run, okay, doing interviews for the last several months. I mean, I've been aware of him doing interviews for like probably, 5 months now or so. And he gave very detailed information about what occurred and why it occurred and everything, right? Which is a big reason why I'm able to give y'all so much information about it, because I heard it out of his own mouth. So if I heard it out of his own mouth, of course, Las Vegas PD heard it. Everybody else that was investigating heard it as well, right? Now, Keefe D allegedly gave a proffer agreement years back in relation to the crime, but he gave it to a different department. So he gave it to, I think, LA, but Las Vegas could still investigate some kind of way that happened. So I guess he was under the impression that because he did the proffer and he gave all the information to a certain department, that every other department would be untouchable. Well, that's not the case, because clearly we see he's been indicted and charged with the murder. So this has been a crazy thing to watch unfold, because when I was a kid, Tupac was one of my favorite rappers. All right. I mean, one of my first CDs I ever bought was a Tupac Greatest Hits CD. I bought it in like year 2000. I was like 12 years old. That was my first one. So, yeah, man, it's crazy, because I've heard the whispers throughout the years, but man, to finally have this guy go on a tour explaining in detail what happened and why it happened and everything, who all was involved, was crazy. But of course, I wasn't surprised when they came with the indictment. But anyway, they finally got the man. Let's see if it sticks. I don't know. I have a feeling he might kind of weasel his way out of this. We'll see what happens, but I just have a feeling he might get kind of weasel his way out of it, because he wasn't the gunman. But I mean, maybe Las Vegas, maybe they do find him guilty, but I don't know. I don't know. I just want to see kind of what happens from here. But in my personal opinion, I think they got the right man. I mean, that's the right guy. I mean, he's the last one standing, but he was involved. He was there. He was a shot caller, so he said it out of his own mouth multiple times in multiple interviews. So it is what it is. But may Tupac's soul rest in peace. At this point, I mean, Tupac, man, he was a character. He was not that street guy that people thought he was. Even when I was a kid, growing up, you think he was really that type of guy. He really wasn't. That man was just artistic, and he just so happened to get with a group, all right, Death Row Records, who, realized he had some great talent to rap, make music, write, and they signed him, and, he made him a lot of money. And that whole street persona was just a persona, Same thing in his movies. He had that street persona in Juice, Above the Rim. That's what he was in movies, and then in rapping. And then in personal life, sometimes he got so caught up into the acting, the persona, that he acted it out outside of the music. But that was not him at all. That wasn't who he was really. But as I got older, I was able to reflect and realize, okay, there was a whole act going on. And a lot of other guys do the same thing in rap. These guys are actors. They're not real street guys for the most part. But anyway, I'll leave that there. Let me know down below what y'all think about this situation. The killer finally being brought forth, arrested, indicted. What do y'all think about that? And were you aware of Keefe D going on a podcast run, doing interviews, telling the whole story? Let me know down below. Like this video, share the video with a friend. I appreciate that. And of course, hit that subscribe. Thank you all for hopping aboard with the Captain for another one. This was the Captain's Quarters Show. I was your host, L. Milliner, the Captain. Until next time, I am gone.